Wonderful. Thank you guys so much for having me here today. Just want to make sure my screen is visible, and it is. Wonderful. Well, happy Friday to us all. So happy that you all are here today. I'm going to tell you a little bit about what we're doing for security awareness training. I feel like a lot of people know Huntress as the security company that does detection and response, but some of our brilliant people have been cooking up a great security awareness training platform that's very MSP friendly, and I'm going to run through it with you folks here today. So first things first, why is an SAT program even needed? Well, it's pretty self-explanatory. You want your users to be part of the solution instead of the problem. And there's no escaping the fact that your poorly trained users are nothing but low-hanging fruit to a bad actor if they're clicking on every single email they see, if they're not smart to social engineering tactics. And the fact is we can't really patch them, and we're not going to move back to paper processes from the cloud and from computers like we have been. So you really only have one option: to put a great training in place to actually turn those learners into your first line of defense, like a preventative security layer, like your firewall or your DNS filter or your antivirus. Your employees, your users, your learners can be an integral part of your security posture. And old school security awareness training doesn't really work to get you there, because as a resource strapped IT team or an admin, it is tough to manage. You have to be that single source of truth, configuring it and setting it up client by client, going through and assigning the trainings and the phishing simulations. And when you deliver them and spend all that time to actually get the training in front of the user, they're not taking it because they think it's boring, they think they're too smart for it, or maybe they just don't understand the importance of it, which at the end of the day is nothing but a big old waste of money for you, because you've spent time to get it in place, you've spent resources and money to get it there, and the outcomes just aren't quite what you would expect. In fact, over 90% of cybersecurity functions have something like this in place for security awareness, but almost 70% of employees are admitting to intentionally bypassing the security guidance. What does that mean? It means they're walking away from their computer while they have the video going, they're clicking through it, not actually learning anything, which isn't contributing to any security outcomes for you whatsoever. So there's got to be a better way, right? What Huntress aims to do is provide you something with a very easy onboarding and management, so you're not spinning your wheels getting the tool in place up front. We want to make it as simple as possible for you to get it out there and get to value quickly. The lessons themselves are designed to be memorable, they're cartoonish and episodic, and they follow storylines so that the learners will actually retain what they've learned, and you're not giving them death by PowerPoint like I'm doing to you lovely folks today. And lastly, it's going to reflect real-world threats. Huntress, the security company, is funneling all of that security intelligence from our research and development team into the security awareness training product so that it's always tailored and relevant and up to date for the MSP and for the small businesses that they protect. So what all is included in the Huntress security awareness training? Well, of course, security and compliance lessons that are fun and quirky and animated and engaging for the user. And what would security awareness training be without some good phishing simulations to actually test the learners on what content they've been watching? We also have a custom content creator tool, an LMS Lite, if you will, that'll make it real easy for you to do custom trainings for your learners. And of course, making it easy for you to do all of the reporting that you need with as little administrative overhead as possible. But if there's 3 things you need to remember for the Huntress security awareness training, know that admins love it. It is so easy to manage. It's going to play nicely with management tools that you have already today, so you can get it out there, deploy in minutes. And hey, if you want to, you can set it and forget it and offload all of the training assignment to the Huntress SOC, where they can actually roll those out for your learners. More on that in a second. Your learners are going to love it because it's not bullet points or a long, cumbersome yearly presentation to do the compliance checkbox, if you will. When you focus the actual training around storytelling and this consistency of the world that's been built by our animation team, it's just going to make it a little bit stickier in the mind of the end user, the same way that you or I can remember a quote from a movie or a TV show that we've seen, but maybe not a bullet point in last year's security presentation. And lastly, the hackers are going to hate it because real world security practitioners are funneling their years of expertise into this tool so that you don't have to be the holder of the keys to the kingdom deciding what content is needed, because you have a team of dedicated security experts that are putting all of their best and brightest into the solution that you can roll out to your users. Some key features on the administrative side: it's a multi-tenant platform. Huntress works very closely with the MSP channel, so far be it from us to give you something that isn't really easy to manage as an MSP or in co-managed situations if you've got them. The integrations with your Microsoft 365 or Google or Okta or Slack, always going to keep your user counts up to date, so you're always being billed for only the active learners. And of course, all of that reporting as well, so you can show proof of value to your clients. You can provide documentation for insurance or compliance needs, or for your internal purposes of just tracking security outcomes over time. Hey, we're getting fewer clicks now than we did 6 months ago. Something must be going right. And taking a look at some of the episodes and the characters that have been created in this world from our award-winning animation team, what we like to do here is really make it as simple as possible for you, so that you're seeing all of the, so that your learners are being very engaged with this content, with the actual characters, and it makes it a little bit quirky and fun and a bit different. But you can offload the entire thing to the Huntress SOC, where they will go in and select content from our library to roll it out to your learners for you, so that you don't have to lift a finger. And you can see some of the recent episodes we've come out with. Malvertising. Have any of your users clicked on some link, it's called the number, and then they have a malicious RMM instance on their machine? Are they using generative AI? Are they smart to the most common tactics for business email compromise? Our security team is staying on top of this so that you don't have to. And of course, we can do the same for phishing. Offload all of the assignments and the phishing simulations to the Huntress SOC to roll it out to your clients, so that, again, you don't have to. Let the security people do the security for you, managed by security experts with little ongoing effort for you. And it keeps the learners on their toes. They never know what they're going to get or when they're going to get it, but it is going to come from a Huntress security team that actually gives a darn and does this all day, every day. If you want to hear more about the custom creator tool, stop by the little breakout room. But this is super easy to trial. Kick the tires on it and get some NFR licenses as well. Happy to talk to any of you folks here soon. Thank you so much.